King Jr., on the land of our Ohlone ancestors, we pray for peace. We pray for and with the families of those who have been affected by the violence of many forms and continue to fight for the injustices that plague our society. I send prayers for the hearts of the mothers that mourn their children at the hands of gun violence, and for a time that we come back to being human beings in right relationship to our lands. We send special blessings for those that do the work of making change possible and showing us another way to create a better world. Thank you to all those involved in this transformation tonight. And may we all get home safely to those we love. Oh.
Breaking in my soil can sip on. White's supposed to reflect all light that enters it. All these reflections and they still can't see themselves? But we gon' keep on being mirror. We gon' keep on keeping on. Cause we gotta be well. So well that we are the well. We learned about the sovereignty of our prayer. Ceremony as a place for the unhomed. Where black in a vacuum ain't the shadow of whiteness, but its own grace. We so black now. We done decomposed darkness as evil out our mouths. We love the night so much that we became the night. We love the unknown so much that they ain't never gonna find us. Our laughter made us fugitives under the spell of numbness. And we say, well, the prophecy has already been written. No need to conjure nothing new. Tubman already let us know. My people are free. 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 And Alexis said to us, may we continue to breathe in the presence of our freedom. So we inhale, trust it is already here. Nothing future about our freedom, cause my people are free. My people are free. Right in the here and now. My people are free. My people are free. So if we already free, all we got to do is lay down everything that makes us unfree. All we got to do is be well. Someday, we let go of all of this. Even this language won't last on our tongues. Now we know too many prayers the shape of freedom. And English never could hold that kind of imagination anyway. We in our bodies and not afraid of them. We in our bodies, disciples of listening. We in our bodies entrusted to our flesh. We created the initiations to prepare us to hold the earth while they are birthing us anew. We learn to dance inside the contractions, learn to shake and shapeshift. Ancestors taught us to stir, swirl, drop it low and close to the ground, orbit our own flesh, to fall in love with our body and the many shapes they can take. The earth taught us to do this as they got warmer from ignorance and waste. As the weather became more erratic, as disaster was declared, we listened to the earth and followed suit. While they became enraged, inflamed, a fugitive in their own body, we listened as they asked us to heal ourselves, to bring the huracan and terremoto to our center. We started to shake and rage and shift shape as a reflection of the earth taking their body back. We danced ourselves back home to source, till there was no memory of separation. Because this is not our apocalypse. We have already been revealed to ourselves. This is not our apocalypse. We have come to lay white supremacy to rest. This is not our apocalypse. My people are free. My people are free. This is not our apocalypse. We have come to lay patriarchy and greed to the ground. This is not our apocalypse. We are giving it back over to the soil to do their work. This is not our apocalypse. We are just offering the eulogy. This is not our apocalypse. We are the doulas. We have been to the mountaintop. We saw that, in truth, the earth itself had become the nigger of the world. They were unearthed and howling, ripped open to make weapons to take black folks from this earth. We have been to the mountaintop. The mountaintop said they don't want nothing to do with that. So we're crying out with the stones. We are crying out with the soil and the volcanoes. We came to bring the weapons back to the earth. So the geography of ossuaries, call them hoods, call them ghettos, call them gone. Each corner some memory of some memory. Too many of the same story. Too many black children gone too early. We wanted a new story to live by. We wanted sanctuary. And we didn't need to do anything to make the ground holy. The ground was always holy. And there was nothing we needed to build. Everything was already here. There was nothing we needed to do. Just shift, just love, just be. And it wasn't easy. We were so entangled. Got liberation and accumulation confused. How you gonna ask dispossessed people to renounce possession? And yet, this is what is really of us to really be free. Because we found that reparations also meant we had to repair with the earth, our only real home. We wanted our breath back, so we took our breath back. With the artifacts of war, we brought the oaks back. We undammed the creeks. We planted medicine everywhere. The chorus of other beings who miss the trees are singing with us. The ecology done returned. The earth wasn't a metaphor. We had to really ask them, what do you need? Trusting that our needs will always be in alignment with their health and wellness. Well, we were scared. We wondered, where is black me after everything is laid to rest? If they lay down their guns, if they lay down their chapels and governments, who do I become when they use my body as the scaffolding for their violence? But then I surrendered, asked, will I become you again, sweet soil? Ocean, will I be like you, full and everywhere? We keep our breath flowing so our joy can come home. We undam our chests. Our joy, like water, like salmon, got perfect memory. It is always on its way. We always on our way. We always been the way. My people are free. 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 My people are free.
I got the name of the next group too. I think I'm going to take off and go home and have dinner.
My name is Patty Navalta Pobleti. I'm the founder of the Robbie Pobleti Foundation, which I created in honor of my son who was killed by gun violence. Last year, I was invited by Led to Life, along with our brother Rudy with United Players, and we stood in front of the tombs of Martin Luther King Jr. and his wife Coretta Scott King. And with their youngest child, Dr. Bernice King, we talked about the pain that gun violence has left us with. And we as a world mourn Martin Luther King Jr. as a civil rights leader. But when I heard his youngest child speak, she was just mourning her dad. And in that sense, we're all the same, you know, whether it's a civil rights leader or our child. Pain is pain. And that's what gun violence does to us. It takes away the potential. We know what we lost when we lost Martin Luther King Jr. When we lose our children, the world doesn't even know what we lost because they had yet to become what they were meant to be. And that's what gun violence leaves us with. It leaves us with a hole because we don't know where our children were headed. They were supposed to come home, you know? And so when Kyle and Bronte asked us to come back and recreate what we did in Atlanta, but make it customized for Oakland, and they talked about a circus and people on stilts, I had to admit, I didn't know what they were talking about. But now I do, because they're challenging us to imagine a life without violence. And in today's world, that's so unfathomable that we have to bring in fantasy. And that shouldn't be. You know, that should be reality, and that's what we're fighting for here today. It was hard for me when I lost my son. It's still hard for me every single day, but I cling on to the words of Martin Luther King. Darkness cannot drive away darkness, only light can do that. Hatred cannot drive out hatred, only love can do that. So I choose light, and I chose love, because even if darkness and hate took our kids away and took away Martin Luther King, it's going to be love and light that keeps their memories alive. I want to hand it over to our brother now with United Players.